Hello everyone and welcome. We are here, we are live, we are ready to go, and we are picking up right where we left off at the end of last week. The whole plan, just to remind people, why don't I focus on it, is to take this docking hub, aim the camera there, this docking hub up to an asteroid that I have in orbit about the moon. And to do that, I brought up a crew of 6 here. We have Jebediah, Bill, John. These are actually our actual crew, because we also have along 3 tourists, Fred, Brett, I struggle with their names, Diggin. I like Diggin. I'm gonna have to Aster, because I do have a contract to bring 3 tourists up to an asteroid, so might as well be fulfilling that contract. Look at the payout from that. It's over $1 million Kerb bucks, so I can't complain from that. So at the end of last week, we brought them up in our space plane here, the Dart 2, and they're going to be taking this craft here, the Nerve 1. They're all in there right now, by the way, and I took the time in between the 2 streams to fuel this all up in the reserve, so we're pretty much ready to go. We just have to connect this to this and head out to the moon. So before we do all that, let's just reset our camera again. Where are we? Because I'm trying to get in the habit, let's turn everything off, of, where's the moon? Of trying to do avoidance maneuvers right. So when we head out towards the moon, we're going to be heading off, our burn's going to be around here-ish. We're going to head off in this direction. So let's time warp until we are away, on the other side of that. So I'm going to just time warp this around, center this on here, because you should do the avoidance maneuver half an orbit ahead. That's always the plan. And I'll actually go a little further than that. That'll do. Or a little closer than that. Okay, let's get this done. So first thing is we're going to undock this. So finding the right docking port. Undock. I am on there. Okay. We'll back away a little bit, and as well as always, I have the reaction wheels, which I never attach to an action group, that are hiding in here somewhere. Maybe this small inline reaction wheels. There we go. And we got to enable those. Excellent. Okay, so they're all ready to go. We should have 6 Kerbals in here. Let's make sure we didn't forget anybody. So, yep. Oh, I can go up to 5 that way. I didn't even know that. There we go. So they're all ready to go, and they should also be completely stocked up with supplies. They are. Okay, that is good. Now we're going to go back to our station. We're going to undock our docking hub, which is this one. Undock. Undock. There we go. Again, we're going to turn on those reaction wheels. It's always good to turn them off. Oh, yep. And that gets on. RCS. Back away. Oh, that's going forward for some reason. Let's control from here. It's controlling from control from here. Actually, I don't know which way is forward on this little tug now that I think about it. Okay, and we got to dock these 2 things together, so that's pretty easy. We're going to set that docking port as a target, and I'm simply going to point at it. I think that's the easiest thing to do. I don't have any... Did I just toggle off the reaction wheels? No. Oh, I have my SAS off, and I have all my keys in the wrong spot. Turn the RCS off. There we go. It's all good. I'm just going to point it at it here. Again, my SAS is off. There we are. Okay. And then we will take this one, aim it here, set as a target. It's always easy when you have 2 things that are very maneuverable to simply just, oh, this Jeb even can target the target here. He has the capability as a level 3 pilot. So we can actually get him just to hold that. And in fact, this is the lighter, whoops, that's the station. This is the lighter of the two vehicles, so this will be the easier one to manipulate. But now you can just point them straight at each other. Charge! There we are. And hopefully, just thinking about this, hopefully, I never did work out. Let's get these aiming right. This thing has a ton of delta V. It should be able to take this. I never worked out how much mass this is and whether this... it should have enough delta V. You can't work out everything. Sometimes you have to just do some things by the seat of your pants a little bit. So hopefully once we dock these two together, it won't be too much. Boink. There we go. So there's our little configuration. We're going to control from here now, just to make sure. Control from here. There we are. Yeah, we're pointing away from the planet. That's all right. And let's just get a little bit away from the station. Don't like how close we are. All right, how much delta V we got? 1433. That's enough. That's easy enough to get all this done, I think. Ooh, I'm really close on this. Just retract. Hurry, hurry, hurry. Duck. Okay, there we go. Yes, I think this thing's a little heavier than it looks. Maybe it does look really heavy. I don't know. Okay. But now what we can do is we're going to point this in a retrograde direction and do our avoidance maneuver. We're about half an orbit ahead of when we're going to make our injection burn out to the moon. And that's the right time to do an avoidance maneuver. You always make the avoidance maneuver in the opposite direction in which you're going to burn. So when we go out to the moon, we're obviously going to burn prograde. I can open up this These radiators, by the way, I think are completely unnecessary, but I got them on there anyway. And you just got to use a little bit of RCS, push up your apoapsis, or bring down your apoapsis just a little bit. That's all it takes. And then as we speed up, we'll end up ahead of the station so that when we're on the other side of the orbit, we'll be able to make our burn out to the moon without worrying about hitting the station. That's the whole idea. Okay, so adding maneuver. There is a little bit of fuel at the asteroid we're heading towards, so I might be able to fuel up there again. Alright, here we go. Focus on the moon here. Why it's not letting me focus on the moon for whatever. I don't know why it does that sometimes. I don't know why, but it's not letting me focus on the moon. It's not letting me shift. Even go back. I was hitting tab and I wasn't even. Okay, let's try from here. Oh, that's because I was selecting the planet, maybe. There we go. I was focused on Kerbin. Okay. Now I got to be a little careful. Let's find our asteroid here. I got a lot of junk in orbit about the moon. Oh, I think that is our asteroid. Yep. This is what we're aiming for here, the ARM-1. Now the thing to notice is that it is in this inclined but retrograde orbit, so I do have to be on the other side of the moon. So we'll just use our move the oh, that's as far as that's gonna go, it looks like. Yep. So gotta do a little bit of prograde. And all I'm aiming for right now push this out as far as it can go, and then we'll bring it retrograde to save as much as we can on this burn. That's about that. So we want the periapsis just to be underneath that orbit. And That's close enough. We'll have to make a little bit of a correction, but I am going the right way, right? We're coming around this way, and that's the way the asteroid is going. So that's all good. Okay, that burn's coming up in 11 minutes and 40 seconds. So we will activate this engine. And yeah, we're ready. We're ready to roll. Ready to rock. Okay, let's just do this. A 4-minute and 37-second burn. Yeah, this thing doesn't have the greatest of thrust-to-weight ratios to begin with. And I hope our station's going to end up in the right spot here. I thought I had this all worked out. Yep, we're dipping below it now. Might be a... Okay, and Jeb can lock right onto the maneuver node. That's great. Oh, it is sluggish. Does this feel like it's moving backwards? Oh, I selected an upside down. Yep. Oh, so that... Okay, I know what I did wrong. And... Oh, shoot. Where's the... Command? Control from here. I selected an upside down capsule. So I actually did my avoidance maneuver in the wrong direction. I think it's all going to work anyway. Or maybe I don't know. I had an upside down capsule, so we were actually about to burn in the wrong direction. Now we're burning in the right direction. Alright. We're getting there. That looks better. Right. Okay, 10 seconds to the burn. Hello from Indonesia, welcome. Four, 3, 2, and 1. Go. You can tell what time is. We got a little bit of a lag because of all the parts that are on the screen right now. Where's the station? But we're going to say goodbye to the station. That will help. Okay, we are off. We're off, heading towards the moon. Tell you, it's great having a level 3 pilot like Jebediah around so that you can actually just lock on these maneuver nodes. That is really handy. I guess I could have also used my launch script for it, but this works too. Speaking actually of Jebediah, although, you know, he snuck himself on board this mission because actually I need him for another mission. I got this flight school contract to do some training in and around the KSC with Lieutenant Kim Kerman so she can gain some experience. But unfortunately, her trainer, Jebediah, is on board this mission right now. So we're going to have to get Jebediah back to the KSC. That wasn't well thought out, but that was completely on my end a bad. I also want to take this opportunity to welcome and thank my Patreon patrons and YouTube members who greatly support this channel, help keeping it going, help me keep doing this continually on a regular basis. And I want to take this opportunity to welcome aboard my most recent member, Dan D. Thank you, Dan D, for your support. It is very much appreciated. Okay, we are slowly making our way out. Let's do a little bit of time warping here. Can also talk about what else we're going to be doing this episode. Once we get this hub out there, this is meant to be the base, a foundation for a station that will eventually be attached to that asteroid. But the asteroid, as we were just seeing, is in a pretty crappy orbit. I really don't like the orbit it's in. I'd much rather it have a polar orbit. There is a vessel attached to it, the Arm 1. The Arm 1 is the vessel that brought it to its current state, but it doesn't have the fuel in order to move it into the orbit. Big plane changes like that cost a lot of fuel. And so the second part of this video is going to be to bring up a ton of fuel so that we can move that asteroid into a more appropriate orbit. And maybe we'll get Jebediah to teach a thing or two to Lieutenant Kim. But that's all going to have to be for a little later. We got to get this done first. This ship has the thrust-to-weight ratio of an elastic band. Yeah, a thrust-to-weight ratio of 0.31, which is fine. I mean, it does have this big thing that it's pushing. Once you're in orbit, you really don't need those big thrust-to-weight ratios, so, you know, it's getting the job done. It's okay. It's okay. Alright, what are we at here? About 170... 50 seconds left in the burn. We're getting there. It's getting the job done. The radiators are most certainly, I'm seeing in the chat, aren't those radiators a tad overkill? They are. I'll explain why my logic is with the radiators in just a sec, but we are closing in on this burn, so I should... end of the burn, so I really should be paying attention to what I'm doing. Alright. I'd say that's pretty good. I'm more than happy with that. Let's do a little bit of a correction out here. So this is to bring our periapsis up just to be touching that orbit so we can make our capture. It's going to be a positive normal. We'll also, it's always good to kind of find the right time for this. Usually that time sensitive, but I jacked up the time jump to 1,000, and all I'm looking at is where's the one that gets the most sort of positive normalness for my, yeah, around there. And I'm gonna need some radial in this, yeah. You know, why don't we set this as a target? This will make this easier too. Set that as a target. So I'll need more. Whoops, lost the maneuver. Set the scale a bit. I can see my inclination is going actually the wrong way, so we are going to have to make a bit of a plane change. That's a little unfortunate, but, you know, it is what it is. Okay, here we go. So what I'm really looking at is this equatorial ascending node and getting it just... move you out of the way. Let's put you up here. Just to touch the orbit. Ideally, that's right where the periapsis is, but it's not quite working that way, so that happens. A little bit inwards. That's looking pretty good. So we got ourselves a 25-degree inclination change we're going to have to make too. But, you know, that's not so bad. We'll deal when we get there. So this burn, 11 meters per second. You can change, if I mean, I could have timed my exit from Kerbin so that this is minimized, but I just couldn't be bothered. Okay, that's coming up in an hour and 37 minutes. So let's get that done. Let's just get out there. Goodbye, Kerbin. This on so we can watch the health. Tourists are getting a really nice tour. Okay, again, Jeb can lock right on the maneuver node. I'm being asked what mods do I use. A full list of mods is down there in the description for those people that are interested. Alrighty. Okay, and again, we'll just do this manually. And I don't have to wait for this to get to 0. It's not that time sensitive. And boom, there we go. Good enough. Okay, again, let's put this solar panel expo. Actually, I do have, I have these KOS scripts. I should use them. There's a run, align, dorsal, I think I called it. And what this should do, in theory, is line up the solar panel nice for me. And as it's working with that, let's do an alarm for the sphere of influence change. In 4 hours and 5 minutes. Let's see how it does. It's doing that, and then it should roll this pretty close to, there it goes. It's doing it. Nicely done. That's for the solar panel. Alright, where is the moon? Okay, we're coming for you, moon. Don't need, let's keep this, oh wait, and then I can delete that now that that's done. Okay. Oops, still on here. There we go. Moon, we're coming. No science that can be done with this vessel, though. Oh, we got a coronal mass ejection on the way in a couple of minutes. That's okay. Though I was looking at my science archive. Am I in the sphere of influence already? Not yet. I was looking at the science archive that Kerbalism gives. This is the science archive, and you can go through. These are all the experiments I have available. And I have quite, with the nodes that I unlocked last week, I have quite a lot of, quite a lot more tech nodes. I'm just waiting to cross into or quite a lot more science that I can do. And a huge portion of it, some of it's orbital science, some of it is crude science, some of it, though, a good chunk of it is atmospheric science, a lot of new stuff there. Okay, what is going on? This alarm went really early. Okay, I don't know what happened there. Probably not paying attention. But some of it is high atmosphere, or just actually general atmospheric, some high, some low. Oh, the alarm was for the coronal mass ejection. That's what happened. There we are. Okay. And I also have quite a lot of underwater science. A lot of it is long-term science, like putting Kerbals underwater and leaving them there for a while. Obviously, it was some sort of underwater base. I gotta sort of think about how to approach that stuff, but that all looks kind of fun and pretty cool. Okay, so we are going to set up here a capture. I want to leave my Apple axis out pretty high because that will help facilitate, that will make the plane change easier. But what I'm also looking at, let's just see. I'm just looking at, okay, that's 5 hours from now. We can go a little higher maybe, one more time around. But you can see here, I'm also at the same time want this rendezvous to be pretty close. Oh, that's pretty good. Let's go with that. And we'll do a plane change out there. Yep. 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 Okay. Okay. And oh well, let's just do it, right? Now I'm gonna quick save because I always get nervous ahead. This is I'm still here at full throttle. Yep, only a 27-second burn this time. Let's get to you, moon. Oh yes, you gotta enjoy the Chatterer mod. Okay, and this time we'll take control away from Jeb and simply run our maneuver executor script. I have been playing with the game volume up a little bit, and I also turned down the music volume a little bit. I find the music in KSP can get a little bit obnoxious, a little bit overpowering. But I do like the engine sounds and the Chatterer sounds. Actually, while I'm on with Chatterer, one thing I did turn off, I noticed once I started... Where's the Chatterer mod here? This one. If I went into the settings here, I turned off something. Maybe it was... There's a sort of background sounds only in IVA. There's this background sounds there. I don't know if you can hear it. It's sort of the sound of atmospheric systems and fans and things like that. I turn that off most of the time because it sounds, well, like fans. And It's kind of, you have the volume up really high, it sounds like, wow, you got a loud computer, man. But so I turned that off in Chatterer. Okay, here we go. How are we doing for Delta V? We're fine. We're fine. We're fine. Okay. Burn complete. Get rid of that. Alright, how are we doing here? So we got ourselves an encounter, fairly close, but what we need to do now is make a burn out here at our descending node. And we're going to try and do two things at the same time here. We're going to try and change our inclination, as you can see, but I'm also trying to keep our rendezvous at the same... Whoop, that went too far. What I should select here... Okay. Also trying to keep that rendezvous. So we're trying to do both. So bringing down inclination, and then a little bit of retrograde. Whenever you make big plane changes, you always have to end up doing retrograde to kind of fix it. Now this might be messing up my encounter. More important to get the inclination down to 0 than anything else. Oh, I went too far. Let's turn the scale of this down. Yeah, I am also... I've messed up the rendezvous. Okay, we'll just get the inclination. I shouldn't be trying to get both the inclination and the rendezvous right at the same time, because it never works out that way. What's more important is to get your inclination down, because that's the bulk of the cost, but also to keep your periapsis fairly close here. We'll be able to rejigify this rendezvous as we come around to periapsis again. Maybe a little more retrograde. That's pretty good. And what's that? Point. That's fine. Okay. Okay. So there's our next burn, a 38 meter per second burn, just to fix the planes of all of this. So I'm gonna put this on free view camera. Let's get out there. Actually, let's get out there this way. It's a little bit of a messy rendezvous, but not too bad. But if you're gonna make plane changes, the place to make them is out far away from your parent body. The slower you're going, the cheaper normal burns and radial burns will be. Which is the opposite when it comes to prograde and retrograde burns, which work most efficiently when you're going the fastest. So if you're doing a burn that's mostly in the normal direction, be far away. If you're doing a burn that's mostly in the prograde retrograde direction, be close by. To the parent body, that is. It's a pretty view. The voices are my Kerbals, chattering away through a mod called Chatterer. I think it adds a nice ambiance. Okay, we'll watch this from here so people can really see what's going on. Go. So making the big plane change, while at the same time keeping that periapsis close by. You'll see it move back out again. There it goes. Okay. Burn is complete. 0.2 degrees is clearly fine, but we are missing by a little bit. When we're here, the station's going to be there. So we're going to tweak this. We're going to bring this orbit down and create a situation where we'll do one more orbit, and then we'll come in and meet the station. To do that, we do a burn right here where our orbits are meeting. And we start giving that burn some retrograde. Okay, and you can see our encounter indicator going round and round. And it's nice to take off as much as you can with this. And that will reduce the speed of your encounter. So one, now can we get another one around? Oh, it's going to be close. It's going to be, I think we got it. We got it, yeah. So there we go. That means we're going to have a not a very high encounter speed, which is nice. Okay, so we're just going to tweak this. Very slightly. As low as we can. 0.3 kilometer separation here. So we're going to come down, we're going to do this burn, we're going to do this orbit, and that will get us matching up, not with our station, with our asteroid, of course. Do another emergency quick save. I think just getting in the habit of quick saving before time warping is always a good idea. Okay, this one's a 45-second burn. Look at that. This is a much bigger burn. Still got lots of delta V. Okay. Again, we're taking control away from Jebediah, running it with a computer. Yeah, so you can see I got myself a claw here at the end here to attach it to the asteroid. You can, I'm seeing the discussion happening in the chat, you can directly attach parts through the EVA construction mode to the asteroid. That does work. I found though when I did that, I played around with it a little bit, and the issue is the part often glitched into where the textures were. There isn't this one-to-one correspondence between the texture map of the asteroid and the collision map of the asteroid, or the collision mesh. And it looked funny. That was all that was about. So I went with the claw. And the claw is nice and simple. But what we'll do is we're also going to strut this tower up. Basically put on some guy wire. So this will be a nice stiff platform for us once it's all done. This really shouldn't take too long. Okay, here we go. Another burn. Oh, and here now what I can do is we can take a look at our approach information on the Arm 1. This should get pretty small here. And then Bill's going to have to get out there and do some work. Also, John's going to get out there, our scientist. He's going to do an asteroid sample for us. Because we have not collected an asteroid sample in high space about the moon. I do find it kind of funny that you can take the same asteroid and put it in different situations and take samples. And all of that is fresh science, even though it's the same asteroid. Alright, here we go. So now we're looking at our intersect distance here, closing down. It is at 10 kilometers, 5 kilometers, under 1. Ooh, 262 meters. Nice job, Maneuver Executor Program. I don't think I'm going to need you anymore. Let's see if we can tweak that down a little bit with some RCS. Nope, that made it worse. That made it worse. Oh my gosh, it did it perfectly. Did the burn perfect like. Okay, we are just about there. The solar panels I think are fine. Let's just watch this go around. So we're going to have to do one more orbit, and in 58 minutes we should be running back into the station. And it's looking like we will be having a dayside docking, which is nice. I still have a lot of science I can be collecting about the moon. So that's what this station really is all about, is to give us kind of a base of operations. from which for us to do all of our science. And what happened? Did I go by? No, I didn't go by. Oh my gosh. Sometimes this gets messed up. I have to really see now saying it's an hour and 9 minutes away because I'm time warping, but then I take the time warp away and it's 9 minutes and 12 seconds. Maybe it's safer to just watch from here. Yeah, you can see how they move. See, I'm time warping now. Then I take the time warp off and they come back. Very weird. Very, very weird. Well, we're coming very close to our station. We actually should be seeing it. Oh, we must be... Notice the stutter there. We must be in the rendering distance. There it is. Okay, let's see. Let's put this on retrograde. Only 14 meter per second encounter speed, which is super nice. Alright, Jebediah, it's all up to you now. Gotta do this. Close the distance here a little bit. Push that retrograde icon towards the target icon. You know what I didn't do? How many... Oh, there's a lot of ignitions on that engine. I gotta be careful with these vessels that I keep reusing. I've had people ask me in the chats, like, I really like... Whoops, that was moving it too far away. I really like building space stations. And part of that, you know, for me, it's just fun. But I get people asking, like, what's the practicality of building a space station as opposed to just, you know, well, not, I suppose. But to be honest, it ends up saving a lot of funds. Like, I find them great as kind of places to... set up missions. Like, this vessel has been in space for quite some time. I just keep reusing it over and over and over again, and its home base is at a station. We're going to set up a station here. This vessel will be able to go back and forth between low Kerbin orbit and here. I'll build a lander on here. It'll have a fuel supply, and then I find that just, for me, it's fun, but also I find it just a much more efficient way in terms of money, maybe not in terms of time, of just getting in a lot of missions and just reusing vessels over and over again. We're about a minute away. We're not going to be staying here long, really, just to do a bit of construction, and that's going to be about it. Start knocking off quite a lot of our vol. I kind of want to slip below it. So I'm pushing this retrograde icon more into the blue than us. And then we should be slipping below our asteroid because I just did that. Might as well arm the claw. And might as well control from the claw too, now that I'm thinking about it. You can see our Arm 1. This is our vessel that got this here, which can be refueled and repurposed and sent back out to get another asteroid if I wanted to, which might happen in some future mission. I came a little bit too far below the asteroid, to be honest. Let's push it back this way a bit. I don't know why. I'm just going to come up from below. No real reason. Now I think I'm actually, again, a little close. So push just a little more this way. Okay, we can now switch to... we're going to switch to RCS mode here. We're going to target the center of mass of this, and We'll see what this is like, because I got me a feeling it won't be the center of mass of the asteroid, but the center of mass of this whole, with the ship attached to it too, and it's got a pretty heavy nuclear engine on it. So it might be going more by my eyeballs than I am by actual center of mass. Let's just go here. There we are. And we'll aim our camera up here too. That'll help. Nothing crucial. I don't know why it keeps bouncing around though. Stop doing that. We'll just aim up from the planet till we're kind of under it. And we're just going to go up. I got me a feeling the center of mass is actually more like around here rather than the center of the asteroid. But like I said, we'll more go with our eyeballs than we will anything else. This gives us a nice view of the whole lining this up thing. Hey, can I just lock this on radially out? Will I just like knock it on there like that? I'm gonna do that. That makes life easier. Okay. Let's see here. I'm using RCS. I know it's hard to tell. And I'm trying to just push it. Oh boy. Now I've lost track of what I'm doing. I can't see my RCS thrusters. Where are they? Oh, I don't have RCS on. Oh, for goodness sakes. There we go. Overshot. I was pushing RCS and I wasn't actually... Oh my gosh. This is not impressive. There we go. This way and down this way. Oh, and we're getting a lot of wobbly happening. A lot of wobbly gobblies. That's what the struts are going to be for eventually. There's a lot of docking ports on docking ports on docking ports here, so that this is a kind of a wobbly mess is not really... Oh, for goodness sakes. Let's do a quick time warp. Stop that. Okay. I need to sort of watch from here so I can see what my RCS port... Oh, you know what I can do? Roll it. There we go. That works. I know the solar panel is the... Okay, let's just go forward. Time warp. Oh, this is turning into a... All the wobbling is driving me crazy. I can't tell if I'm thrusting the wrong way or not. Nope, that's right. This way. Wow. Suddenly it's become a headache right at the end. Okay. Forward. Do the odd time warp to just go forward. Come on, let's just do this. Now I'm watching that prograde vector on the Ike. There we go. Of course, everything's moving around because of wobbliness and gobbliness. There we go. Grab it, grab it, grab it. Should have realized how wobbly this was going to be. We'll strut this up. We'll make it way better. But just right now, this is like a mess. A mess. How close are we? Come on. I know the time warp chick to stop the wobble is a bit of a cheat, but I'm just gonna grab. Oh! Whoa! 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 What? Oh boy! Oh boy! Oh boy! Something bad happened. Okay, okay. I got a way better idea. I don't know what just happened here. What we're gonna do is disconnect right here. We got too much happening. I don't know what happened there. We're going to just do this. Okay. This thing is autonomous. Okay, let's try this again. I don't know quite what happened there. We're just going to dock with this. This is what I should have done in the first place. Okay, I'm going to just kill this guy's velocity a bit because he's kind of went shooting off here. I'm just going to zero out that velocity. Okay, back to here. There we go. Okay. This should be better. Let's try it just with this. Sorry about that. Wow. Target, center mass. Okay, forward. Should have done it this way in the first place. This is going to be way better. Oh, this should be on target. That's the problem. Target. Target. There we go. Okay. This is much better now. How close are we? Aim the camera up here again. Okay. I shouldn't have even tried with all of that wobbliness going on. Okay, just right here. Let's go. Let's go. Come on, grab it. Much better. Okay. Okay, so that's good. That's good. Okay, let's find our other ship. Oh my gosh. Okay. That was kind of a nightmare. Okay, what we're going to do, we're going to dock right here. Set that as a target. Control from here. I got even a, well, I got a better idea. Here, let's just come back to here. Oh, this is turning into a real nightmare. Let's take out our little tug. I got a good home for you. Okay, little tug. We're going to control from here. And I noticed a perfect little spot right there. Whoa. Oh, man, he has torque up the wazoo now. Let's calm that down. Oh, wow, I should calm down the RCS too. Just get this thing out of the way. Okay, so it's working out. Little bit of an adventure. Little bit of an adventure. Noticing this doesn't have a extend that. But nothing that isn't. Oh, the RCS is too. When it's just this thing, oh my gosh. Get on there. There we go. Okay. And now we got a nice docking port. There were just too many docking ports on too many docking ports. Set as a target. Let's get up there. Docking ports on docking ports on docking ports. This should be a lot more stable now. Then we'll do our construction. Okay, what to see here? R. And I'm sure there's advice happening in the chat. I can see it scrolling along, but through all of that, I was actually way too self-absorbed. Let's see here. Control from here and aim the camera up there too. We should have this now. Okay. Alright. Alright. We are under control. Under control. I'll keep that little tug, though. It could prove itself handy. We'll keep it attached. Still, now there's 555 meters per second left in this, which is plenty for getting home. Maybe I'll steal a little bit of fuel from the... Steal a little bit of fuel from the Arm 1, the other vessel that's here. I think there should be fuel in there. I might steal it. Closing in. Little bit of an adventure, but all under control now. Alright, boink. Oh, RCS off. Okay. So that is attached down there. It's, you know, it's whatever. But the whole idea is that eventually we'll be hooking a station onto all of this. We got ourselves a little adapter here, and we'll just keep the tug neatly tucked away up here so that we... So if we ever need it to push stuff around, it's there for us to push stuff around. But right now, what I think I need to do is do some... Well, actually, let's get out John. We'll start with John, and we'll do some samples. How is our contract doing? Oh, we got to stay here for 15 minutes. Okay, fine. We can time warp that away. Altitude above 75. I hate this fine print. Destination Kerbin. Are you kidding me? Bring the tourist to an asteroid. Does this asteroid have to be in orbit about Kerbin? Are you kidding me? Why is my life like this? It says destination Kerbin, altitude above 75 kilometers. I don't think this is going to work because, well, the tourist's got a nice journey. That's right, but I'm not going to get this. I have to have an asteroid above Kerbin for this. Alright, that'll have to be for the future. Dang, this fine print. Fine print. Okay, we're not going to do any contracts. Fine. Be that way. I don't care. I don't need your money anyway. How about that? I got... What do I got? I got 3.2 million Kerbucks as it is, so I don't need your tourist money. I can waste money doing this. Okay, we're going to get out John. John's going to do himself an EVA, or what is it? A surface sample from the asteroid. He's got his parachute on for extra protection. Now, do you just come here? Yeah, take a sample. We just collected a sample from asteroid 8 OHC347. Hopefully that will be a nice, happy amount of science for us. Back down here, John. Oh boy, we're stuck. Okay, board. So we should now have an asteroid sample with 70 science. Yeah, well, that's what that is. I found it interesting. If I go to here and I look at asteroid samples, I noticed when I was looking at this before. Boy, there we go. Asteroid samples. Yeah, I got all the value, but I only got like about half the value when I did this space low, and I don't know, did I somehow lose? I don't know. Very weird. I don't know. Whatever. He seems to be okay. Okay, Bill, your turn. Bill, it's your turn. Now Bill's got himself some work to do. Let's open up this inventory and open up Bill's inventory because I think he's going to need to have some room here to do some stuff. Where is his inventory? There. We're going to take away his parachute, which clearly doesn't do anything. Okay, Bill's got some work to do. He's got some strutting to do, he's going to do some strutting. Now, I did put somewhere on here a ladder, which makes, hopefully should make our lives a lot easier. There it is. Got a nice long ladder. It runs the length of this thing. And that means that while we're doing construction, Bill hopefully won't be floating away on us. That's the whole idea. But here should be good. We'll open up this inventory. Oh wait, no, that's not the way you do it. I'm noticing you're getting some wobbling happening already. We got to go to construction. This one, right? Yep, there we go. And I don't know why these struts don't show up in here. It's very, very weird. Like the pictures, but they're there. They're struts. So we're going to take one strut. We're going to attach it from here. And we're going to attach it to the asteroid there. Oh, we should be able to make short work of all this. And then another strut. We're going to go from about here. And go to about there. Thankfully, these struts are nice and long. There we go. This should really make this less wobbly, I think. I hope, anyway. Not at least they'll hopefully look okay. Another one to there. You can see how the collision mesh, like see how, you know, if I put a docking port here, that docking port would have just disappeared right into the texture. But over here, the collision mesh for the rock, their texture is right on top of the collision mesh. It looks great. So it's really weird how that works. Okay, I'm going to put one more. One more right about here. And there. Wow, that I think looks super. Okay, let's close this. Yeah. Beautiful job, Bill. Beautiful job. Okay. Let's let go. And we're going to go, let's go check out what this vessel's doing over on this side. Where's our other vessel here? That looks okay now. I like it. Oh, here's our other vessel. All his lights are off and everything. This thing's been here for a long time. I just want to take a look at this engine and make sure while I got an engineer here, doing a little servicing is never a bad idea. This is the Cherenkov atomic rocket motor, which I am guessing... Oh, it doesn't have... Okay. There's no servicing option. Let me just do this again. Does it have a reliability? It says it has 5 ignitions left. I should be able to service it. Try this again. Reliability, radiation control. Oh, there's little toggles here, but not... Do I have to get closer to where the actual reactor is? There is radiation coming off this reactor, by the way. That is a thing. I gotta be a little careful. Now? Reliability. Oh, there we go. Inspect engine. It could fall apart any moment. Service the engine. Inspect it again. And we should now have a lot more ignitions. Let's go back to here and just take a look. Now it has 27 ignitions. Nice. So, yeah, I believe this is a large version, a 2.5 meter version of the Nerve engine. I believe it's coming from Restock. I think. Maybe it's coming from one of the DLCs. I lose track. But it was super handy for this vessel. Just a big daddy for this engine, actually. And while we're out here, we'll also service this engine. And then we'll get Bill back inside. And then we'll look at getting out of here. Inspect the engine. It has reached its operational limits. So we'll do some servicing. Found a toothpick in there. And now it says it's practically new. Excellent. You just got to do that every once in a while because they'll fail. And sometimes they fail catastrophically. Whenever they fail, there's a chance. Sometimes they fail and you can repair them with an engineer. Sometimes they fail and they blow up. And I certainly don't want to have that happen in the middle of a mission. So it's a good idea that when you're thinking about it to do a little bit of servicing. All right, Bill, we're getting you inside. And we're getting out of here. So, board. Board. There we go. And what I think, too, is give Bill back his parachute would be a good idea. Where's Bill? Bill. How come Bill has a parachute? Jeb has a parachute. Oh, look at that! I just created a parachute. This is like a magic trick. Where there were 6 parachutes, now there were 7 parachutes. I am pretty sure. I don't think he took it from some... Oh, these guys don't have parachutes because they can't EPA. So where there were 4 parachutes, now there are 3. Wow, that's a great magic trick, Bill. I'm impressed. Okay. So what we're going to do... I actually had some mysteriously appearing parachutes happen before, and now the mystery may be solved. Okay, their mission's done. Their mission is done. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take the liquid fuel. There is a little bit left in here, not a lot, but a little bit, and we're going to steal it. We're going to steal all of your liquid fuel. I think we are engine... Oh, no, we're not. We are number 1 here. Yes, we are. So let's steal all this liquid fuel. Oh, not you. There we go. There's a fair amount in, and we might be able to fill up. We are filling up. Hey, waste not, want not. I guess this is a jumbo 64 fuel tank, so there's a lot in there. Let's time warp this. I think we're going to be filling up. Why not? Why not indeed? You got time warping for me? There we go. I was meaning the time warp. And okay. We were able to fill up completely from just the leftover fuel. And there's still a little bit left in there. Okay. We're leaving. We're blowing out of here. Let's see if I can do that avoidance maneuver a little better this time. So we will be doing our burn in around here someplace to get ourselves heading... Well, wait a minute. No, wait. Hang on. This is retrograde. Probably around here we'll be doing the burn. Heading out that way. So let's get over to the other side of the moon. Okay. And we shall detach. Gonna leave that little... Oh my gosh, I can't even see what I'm looking at down there. We're gonna leave this little adapter here. That will probably be a handy thing to have anyway. Back away. But we got a nice, sturdy platform. Notice as soon as we did put in all those struts, how all the wobbly nonsense was kind of disappearing right away. I like it, I like it, I like it. I do. Okay, we will be burning prograde, so let's spin this around retrograde to do our avoidance maneuver. We got our science with us, right? We do our asteroid sample. Oh, I noticed the asteroid sample takes 2 slots. Maybe when I did the low space one, there was only one slot available. That might have been what happened. Okay, I can't remember. It was so long ago. All right, and we're gonna just a little retrograde, lower our apoapsis just a bit. Okay, let's set up our getting out of here maneuver. That's officially what it's called, the getting out of here maneuver. I think I'm actually a little bit wrong here, more that way. Get our tourists back down to the surface, and some point in the future, I don't know what I'm going to do with this contract. Some point in the future, I'll have to think about how I'm going to fulfill that contract with an asteroid in orbit about Kerbin rather than in orbit about the moon. I'm a little annoyed. A little annoyed. Focus this view here. There we go. And our target is going to be... Where are our stations here? There we go. Whoa, 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 I'm time warping. What on earth? When did I do that? Pushing buttons. So we're coming down towards this station here. So I'd like to come in that plane. So in order to do that... You can adjust the timing, I think, should adjust that. Yep. So we'll adjust the timing here a little bit. There we go. Coming. No, that looks all right. Looking at here. Actually, let's set it as a target, and it'll be easier for you to see which one I'm looking at. I'm looking at this one. Oh, I want this relative inclination as low as it will go. Minimize the plane changes I have to make. Yeah, it looks like about 0.7 degrees is as low as that will go. And I want my periapsis in and about, where is it now? About 45 kilometers. So a little bit of retrograde. No, prograde, silly. All right, we'd be happy with that. And that burn's coming up in 17 minutes. I got 2 there. That's the one I want. Where is our asteroid that we're saying goodbye to? Lost track of it. There it is. And why did the time warping stop? I don't know. Don't know why it does half the things that it does sometimes. Alright. Oh, I can take the aim camera off of here. I can see that sort of distracting. Reset that camera. There we go. And we are heading back to Kerbin. Where is... There's our asteroid. So you can see how we, because of that little avoidance maneuver, we're burning completely away from the asteroid. Nicey nice. A little bit more. All right. So unfortunately, that tourist contract isn't going to happen. I'll have to be saved for another asteroid. That or I move. That's entirely possible. I have to think about it. It is a possibility. My next mission is going to be to send up a whole lot of fuel up to this asteroid, and with the idea of putting it into a polar orbit. But maybe the plan could be to put it in orbit about Kerbin. It might just be just as well. Put it in orbit about Kerbin, send out these folks again. I don't know. Something to think about. Something to think about. But right now, we need to just get people home. We'll get people home. Okay. That's the end of that program. How did that turn out here with our approach to Kerbin? Oh, look at. I think that's... I'm let's just back off just a little bit. There we go. I don't know why I ever picked 45 kilometers, but it seems to work well. Okay. Close that. Close that. Close that. Okay, we be out of here. Just going to turn this way for solar panel purposes. Oh, this thing's a lot more nimble now that the it's not pushing around that stupid hub. And alarm clock. Leave the SOI. Let's go. Oh, why is it physics warp? There we go. Goodbye, moon. Hopefully not for too long. Okay. Put alarm clock. Some people were asking me why I use alarm clock when there's the stock alarm system right here. And it's because alarm clock just works better. I tried playing with the stock for a little bit, and no, it's this is a better tool. It does a lot more things for you. Okay, let's see here. We are hitting the atmosphere, according to Kerbal Engineer, in 5 hours and 17 minutes. So I'm going to set myself an alarm for periapsis. We'll give ourselves 10 minutes warning. This will stop us in 5 hours and 8 minutes. That's less, right? Yes. So, but I'm gonna quick save anyway, and we'll get this done. Okay, let's go. Let's get this over with. So we're gonna be doing some aero braking, even though we have a ton of fuel, but there's no sense. What was I gonna say? Putting that fuel to waste. Right? If you went through all the effort of getting this fuel into orbit, you might as well not waste it, and that's less fuel for you to bring up for the future, which means more missions for this thing to run without having to bring up. Whoa, look at that. We have the brightest spotlights ever. Or is that the sun? I think that's us. Is that us putting this? Like, if I turn the ship? No, it's some sort of funny sun thing. Okay. I thought, like, we had some huge spotlight at the front of this lighting up the planet. Okay, where are we? Okay. Okay, let's get serious. We're about to enter the atmosphere. Okay, so we're going to orient this along the surface retrograde vector. We're going to retract all of our dooberdobs, right? It's 0, retract everything. There they go. And I should also retract those, but then hold the B button. These are attached to the brake action group. So that if these start to overheat, this is the part that tends to overheat, but I've been finding of late, I've not been having that problem. Ever since I upgraded this to 12.3, I've not had that problem of those things overheating and exploding, but it's good to be ready to take them off anyway. And Kerbal Engineer, by the way, is keeping track of what's the hottest part. The hottest part is the Nerve engine right now. It is at about 35% of its critical thermal percentage. If that gets to 100, well, it explodes. We should be good. And the idea with this, of course, is just to use the atmosphere, take away your speed, reduce your orbit. You can see our apoapsis plummeting downwards without having to spend any fuel to do it. That's why this thing has air brakes. It's not just for looks, yes. It also makes this a lot more stable too, because now the center of drag is way up here because of the air brakes. And it keeps this thing in this nice stable orientation as it goes through the atmosphere. I still got my RCS on too. That should be off. Okay, we are past. Yep, we are past our lowest point, so we're on our way back up. Should be paying attention to that kind of stuff. That means the heating is going to get better, not worse. And in doing so, we have brought our orbit from up here down to here. And I'm finding the last couple of times I did this, 2 passes was enough for me to make a stab at going at the station. Of course, in real life, I'm not sure how practical this is, considering, like, you must have, you are blowing atmosphere straight up the nozzle of this. That's probably not good for it, but whatever. We don't play games for real life. Real life's about real life. Okay, where are we at here? Okay, let's get out of the atmosphere. Oh, I remember somebody was asking about these radiators and why they're such overkill. Many versions ago, when stock was first entering in the heating models, the Nerve engine, had a real tendency to like to explode. And you needed to have big radiators around the Nerve engine to keep it from exploding. And I kind of got used to putting the radiators on. And then a further mod that I used to really like to play with called Interstellar also had its own heating model. And it was also, and a much more realistic heating model, by the way. But you also had to think about trajectories. That's what I'm thinking about. But you also had to think about heat when it came to these nuclear engines, in particular when the engine's off. Because the fission reaction going on in here is still going, and it's generating a ton of heat, and you needed to use radiators to dissipate away that heat. And especially when the engine was off, and the engine wasn't dissipating the heat. But so that got me in the habit of always just putting on radiators whenever I had the Nerve, and I never lost that habit. And I think it looks good anyway. It's that, or you just don't seem to have any call for it. Okay, what is... Just turned on the trajectories mod. Actually, what I should do is retract everything. So trajectories will give me an accurate prediction. But trajectories is predicting on my next pass, I'll be in this orbit. And then on the pass after that, I'm going to crash. Alright. But we can do this orbit. Let's turn trajectories on, or take that window away. So let's time warp until we're close to... We're just going to let this ride right around. Should be keeping track of my Kerbals and their health. They're doing fine. They are going in and out of radiation belts, but this is a shielded vessel, so they're okay. Oh, again, we got some funky lighting things happening here. Okay, again, retrograde and retract all the breakables. There it goes. The other thing that the air brakes do too is give you some controllability of the amount of drag that your vessel has. I am not there. Give you some controllability of the amount of drag that your vessel has, so that if all of a sudden you realize that your orbit's coming too low, maybe you're in danger of actually not leaving the atmosphere, I could just very quickly just do that, and suddenly the drag of this thing is a lot less. So it's nice having air brakes on vehicles like this. That's one heck of a navigation light. All the people in their houses down below are like, turn that off! What's wrong with you people up there? I thought people interested in space were concerned about light pollution. Clearly not. I'm doing a little bit of time warping here. I don't think we're not even at 50% of our thermal. I could dip lower in the atmosphere than this. But, see, I'm watching my apoapsis here. It's at 7. I don't think Trajectories is predicting very accurately. Like, this is now going to be 600 meters on the apoapsis. .500 meters of the apoapsis. I'm pretty sure, like, Trajectories was like, oh, maybe not. Maybe that's close. I don't know. Of course, Trajectories keeps updating its prediction, so it's a little hard to tell. But I don't think it was predicting as low as this before. Have to go back and look at the video evidence for that. All right, and came out nice. I'm going to make this the last aero braking pass. Right. What was that? Oh, 356 kilometers. Yep, I'm happy with that. I mean, the lower you can make this towards your target orbit, the cheaper your eventual rendezvous will be, but we got lots of fuel. We've taken away a lot of it anyway. So next step in this is to get ourselves a stable orbit and pushing up our periapsis just to the point where it just touches our target orbit. And those close encounter indicators always give you a nice indication of whether you're... Well, actually, now I'm looking at it going, I think I'm actually coming back a little this way. That's pretty good. If you just get like one... Yeah, that's good. That's good. So that is a 58 meter per second burn. That's coming up in 15 minutes. Again, crossing the radiation belts for the last time. Those radiation belts coming from the Kerbalism mod. So we got a lot of radiation on the outside, but not a lot on the inside. And, you know, they're not spending a huge amount of time in the radiation belts, so it's no big deal. You certainly don't... If you're building stations, you do want to pay attention to... Here, I'll show you. Show the first radiation belt. There's the first one. You don't want to put a station in this donut here. That would be not healthy. All right. I'm going to do this one manual-like. Or Jeb's doing it, however way you want to think about it. Get a little closer. Okay, let's lock that on prograde. Let's see here. How'd that work out? Maybe a little more. I'm just going to put on a little puffs of RCS here. I think it's pretty good. Okay. So, we can see we're coming close to the station as we come down, but we're not going to be that close. So what we're going to do, put a maneuver here. And this is how far apart we are. Boy, it almost feels like I should go for it, doesn't it? Jeez. I might just go for it. What if I'm not really thinking too well. What if... Can I really kind of get that close just right now? This isn't the most efficient way to go, but it's so close. What if I use some radial? A little bit of radial outwards. No, I don't think. I think this is not the way to do it. No, we're not gonna do this. We're going to do it the good way. We got time warping. So you can see on our next orbit, we're missing by even more. So we'll just keep pushing ahead orbits until we're pretty close here. There we go. And then what we'll do is put a maneuver right about here-ish. This is on our current orbit. And then a little bit of retrograde, it turns out. Just the tiniest of burns. Oh, you know what the issue is? So I don't think my periapsis is high enough. Or maybe I should be looking at here. Oh, wait, it's our inclination difference. I didn't even think about that. You dope. So our inclination difference is messing us up. I've been ignoring that. Okay, sorry. We're going to fix this. We have an almost 1 degree inclination difference. So there's a height difference here that I was not paying attention to. We should absolutely 100% fix that. I'm annoyed with myself that I hadn't fixed that already. Yeah, dope. All right. Let's deal with that. This is just to zero out our inclination. It's only 29 meters per second, but that's what's sort of messing things up. I'm seeing in the chat talking about Kerbalism, which is really kind of at the heart of a lot of what this mod's about. And does Kerbalism make it better? Kerbalism adds a lot. So it's not, you know, it's a lot of stuff that Kerbalism adds. One thing you can do if you don't want the life support and the radiation and all of that kind of stuff, there is a science package only. I really like the way the science works in Kerbalism. You really have to think about things a lot more. And you can just get Kerbalism just science only, which is nice. Okay, I gotta think about what I'm doing here. Do I have relative inclination anywhere here? I don't. I guess because you can see it from outside. I do have inclination, but I'm not sure this is... 0.0. There we go. Okay, so we are missing again by a little bit. Let's do this trick I was doing before. Take a maneuver. Pop ahead orbits. So that tells you how many orbits you got to go around before they come close. And now we put a maneuver on our current orbit and adjust it just a little bit. And now we should be able to get this separation really small. I see 400 meters. I saw 100 meters. I mean, clearly that's good enough. So we got this itty bitty 1 meter per second burn. I think I'm going to do that with RCS. That's coming up in just 3.5 minutes. And what that will do is just very slightly adjust the period of this blue orbit. So after, I don't know how many times I pushed go ahead and orbit, 4 or 5 more orbits, we will be meeting up with the station. No, we're coming really close to meeting up with it now. Turns out close is just not close enough. Okay, so, let's, yeah. How close are we to the station? We're 75 meters from the station. There it is. And it's really tempting. I know people that, when they play this game, you know, your temptation is, this is like 70 meters, 74 kilometers away. Just point right at it and just burn. But if you point at it and burn, I would be burning retrograde, which would be lowering my periapsis, which would actually speed me up in the wrong direction. I would end up moving further away. It just, as tempting as it is to just simply try and drive to it, it doesn't work that way. You got to use gravity. You got to work with gravity, not fight against it, and that means not just trying to drive there. And it's counterintuitive, and it takes a bit to get used to. Okay, we're about a minute from the burn. And like I said, I think I'm going to do this. I don't think this is showing right. No, this is showing our current orbit. So we'll go just to here. And we'll watch it from this. Yeah. And yeah, put on RCS. It's not super time critical, so I'm just going to give us some H's. There we go. Holding the H key. Not even using fuel. Well, using monopropellant. Take that away. And what do we got? We got a 0.3 here. We'll make it better. Don't seem to be changing much. Oh, I don't think... Oh, I know what's happening. Yep. Oh, I made it way worse. Back. I shouldn't have paid attention. You know what's happening? I figured out finally what's happening with this. Is what's happening is there's a maneuver up here, which is giving us this encounter. And when I do anything here, like for instance, just push RCS, see how it's adjusting the maneuver to compensate for what I'm doing, so nothing is changing. But then when I move it, this goes back to 0. It was good the way it was. So I have to keep... okay, 300 meter separation, it's fine. But that 300's not coming up for another 2 hours and 49 minutes. Which is what it is. We have to do a few orbits. But what we're going to do is we're going to get out alarm clock once again. And this is something that the stock alarm doesn't do. If I pick closest approach, it actually sees this closest approach coming up in 2 hours and 49 minutes. I'm pretty sure the stock one, maybe I shouldn't just assume. But if I use the stock alarm, create an alarm. Oh, well, first of all, it's all underneath here. I'm going to assume it can't do it. It's all under that data and I don't want to move it. Okay, so give us about 5 minutes warning on that. Boom. So we're going to be there in about 2 3/4 hours. Let's make sure this is on free. And we have ourselves some time warping to do. I don't need this anymore. A few orbits. Okay, and we should be, if this on here, yeah, we're about 5 minutes away. It's about a 300 meter separation. Let's put this on retrograde. It looks like it's below us here. There it is. Hello. Oh, that's not the right. I did pick the right station, right? No, it is. Is the Mimbus Gateway close by too? I have 2 stations. As coincidence would happen, both stations are close by. I was about, for a moment there. There is where we're going. This is the other space station. They are too close to each other. Who designed their orbits? That's not safe. Okay, we're fine. Let's time warp a little closer. And again, that great big spotlight. I think what that's meant to be is the sun's reflection. And it's just somehow messed up. I'm not sure what. I'm sure I could probably get into the scatterer settings and figure something out, but I'm just not going to. We do have a high encounter speed, so I probably should be starting to bleed off. Whoa, whoa, that really changed the distance here. Okay, let's just lock that. I'm watching my intersect distance too. Trying to keep that from getting too high. Everything I do is making it worse. That way's better. There we go. Let's just turn that off. I just want to bleed off some of this velocity. We're just coming in really fast. But I'm trying, I'm manipulating this so that we're so close. Maybe this way now? Yep. Maybe I should just lock it on retrograde and call it. Let's just do that. Too much fiddling about. But here we're like still coming in at 100 meters per second. That I don't like. The distance separation was getting too much again, so I'm just trying to find something that keeps it kind of stable while still killing velocity. Well, that's making it way worse. Come back, come back, come back, come back, come back. Okay, we're missing now by all my careful setting up, and we're now missing by 2 kilometers. Here. I know what I'll do. What's a nice way of figuring out which way to burn when you're not really sure? Let's just put on RCS and try the different directions, see what makes this smaller. So that's making it worse. That's making it smaller. So if I go this way, it should be better. No. So much for that theory. Oh, because it's retrograde, you dope. No, that's still making it worse. Oh my gosh, no matter what I do. I need to burn majorly this way. There we go. Nope. Oh, it was good, but it switched to the other one. You don't have to bring... Yeah, that's always the misconception. I'm seeing it in the chat, and I kind of knew it was coming up. Just push the yellow onto the pink. That only works once you're close. Right? We're on curved paths. And it doesn't work when you're still far away. It's not as simple as that. As you get closer, that tends to work, but when you're far away, it doesn't work that way because your paths are curved. Okay, there we go. Got it down to 19 meters. Now we'll get in nice and close and just give them a blast of our nuclear engine. Give him a good healthy dose of radiation here. I'm going to change our view to auto. Oh, orbital's good. That looks better. Yeah. Okay. Then we're going to have to get these folks down to the surface, and I think my fuel module is going to have to wait until next week. bleed this off to the point where we can just use RCS. All right, and it's time to start thinking about what docking port. Oh, wait, is there a docking port staring straight at our faces here? I think it is. I think this is our docking port. Back to here, back to here. Oh. Keep that on retrograde. Oh, I see what's happening. Okay, set that as target. Getting ourselves a little closer. Oh, this is off of here. Control from this one. Another little blast of radioactive exhaust. And we're good. Actually, yeah, let's spin this around completely. Happy days. There we go. Okay, we're ready. We're ready. Let's slow down a lot. We're ready. Let's slow down a lot. Slow down a lot. Oh, RCS is off. That doesn't help. Slow down. All right. There, and we're pretty much going straight in there. All lights nicely set up. It's nice when everything lines up for you like that. Okay, here we go. And then we're going to take our Dart 2 back down to the surface. That reminds me I should be ready to turn off reaction wheels that are hiding. Always hiding, always hiding. Oh, you stinker. Okay, forget it. Oh, wait, I think they're under the antennas. No, that's a battery. Do this every time. Okay, forget it. We're too close. We're coming right at it. Slow down. We're coming quite quickly. Boink. All right, there we are. We are here. Danger, there's no carbon dioxide. Well, it's a good thing we don't have any plants aboard. Okay, somewhere here are reaction wheels. And I'm always... I know what I'm going to do. I know what I'm going to do right now. What everybody tells me to do. Once I find them. There. Nope. They're in there. But once I find them, I'll find them first. Back here? There they are. Okay. So we're going to toggle these off. And I'm going to do the thing I should have been doing a long time ago. Scroll out. So toggle them off. And now open up our action group editor. And we'll make it, what do we got here? No, I don't want, let's make it a number 2. Number 2, I want to toggle the reaction wheels. Boink. So from here on in, there's our reaction wheels. If I push 2, they are, there we go. What a thought. Amazing. Okay. So we are going, let's move our whole crew over. We are done our mission. Let's get over there. So, Jebediah. And Bill. And John. We'll have to go into the back with the tourists because there's only room for 2 up there. And then our tourists who are not paying us for this. We didn't point out that this isn't where they wanted to go. They got a lot more than what they paid for, yet we're not going to get paid for this. Somehow that just doesn't seem fair. We're also going to transfer over all of our science. Transfer our data here. We will check and make sure that our data is indeed where we want it to be. Yep, it is. All 70 science of that. And then we're ready. We'll shut down this engine. There's also, I believe, an extra parachute. Our mystery reappearing parachute. So we'll bring that back. I don't see any reason to keep that up there. And then finally we'll do a quick look at our fuel situation and make sure that we don't need a lot to get back down to the surface, but we do need a little. There it is, TAC fuel balancer. We're going to need some liquid fuel. What is this? This is the... Yeah, so this is vessel number 3. I think it's fine. It's got about 4.6% of all of its available fuel. And the fact that it's a steady percentage like that means I think that it probably was not mucked with. It's got 7.4% of its available oxidizer. I'm sure that will be fine. We'll check simple things like, you know, oxygen. It's at 91% of its oxygen. Monopropellant, won't need much. No, it's, you know, in fact, if anything, let's get rid of, nah, there's so much monopropellant up here, it doesn't matter. And finally, water. Just want to make sure, and it's at 99% of its water. So it's all good. It's all good. We can detach and we can get ourselves out of here. Yeah, this is all part of Kerbalism, that transferring the science. Both of these 2 menus here are part of Kerbalism. So if you see me clicking around up here with this stuff, that's Kerbalism. All right, let's get ready to get out of here. So we are targeting the KSC. We can open up trajectories again. Targeting the KSC, there is our target, and there's our station. So we will be doing our burn. You know what? We're going to go for a night landing. Why not? I keep time warping to get to the day. Now we're going to do a night landing. So let's time warp around. We'll be doing our descent burn around here, so I want to be on the opposite side of that, about here. All right, let's take our ship off. I'm glad to see that absolutely nothing. Let's actually just back away from the station control from here. Back away here a little bit. But absolutely nothing is twisted and out of whack with the station. There was a glitch that I've yet to really identify. That no, control from the cockpit now. Sorry, let's just. That's what happens when I try and do too many things. It's control from here. There we go. What was I saying? I was saying too many. There was a glitch that was causing things to rotate. I have a previous video where these wings and stuff are rotated all over the place, and that seems to have been fixed. That's our solar panel. What brings the? There we go. Decrease that too. So taking off the auto strutting seems to have solved that problem. But I got some comments that people were saying, or at least one or two people were saying, that if instead of auto strutting to the heaviest part, which is my default thing I usually do, if you auto part to the grandparent part, that you don't get the same problem. And it has something to do with when you dock with a station, what's the heaviest part will change, and that messes up the auto strutting. But the grandparent part, which is the parent part, is the part that the part I'm clicking on is attached to, and then the grandparent part would be the one that's attached to that. By auto strutting to the grandparent part, apparently that solves that issue. I'm going to try it out. That's something to watch for the future. But right now, let's do our avoidance maneuver. A little bit of RCS, increasing our apoapsis just a smidge. That should be good. Let's set in our descent profile, prograde, 45, 30, 10, and 10. Again, don't get too worried about these numbers. You can ignore these completely if you're on your way down there. And then I like to get my target information too. This helps me get there. Okay, so yeah, we are ready to go. So boom, 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 boom. Let's get to where we're going to start our descent, which is over here. Comet base time. You know, that's something I've never done, is wrangled me a comet in this game. I spend, as anybody who's watched any of these streams knows, an inordinate amount of time just flapping about in the Kerbin system. Between Kerbin and missing the moon. I don't know. I find it fun. Alright, I guess I gotta turn on my engines, don't I? That would probably help. So we'll activate you. Activate you. Actually, while I'm... Well, here, let's do our descent burn, and then I'll talk about what I just noticed. So, again, using... Oh, time warping. What is my issue? My brain is turning completely to mush. Started time warping when I meant to throttle up. Why? I don't know. I don't have an explanation for that. Okay, so here we go. This is Trajectory's prediction on where we're going to be coming down, and I'm just going to put it right onto where the KSC is. And bump. There we go. Okay. Oh, and I also have Kerbal Engineer giving me a crash spot out here. Kerbal Engineer doesn't take into account physics from the atmosphere, so we'll just turn that off. That's not doing us any good. But what I was about to say is notice how these engines are offset, and that's because the center of mass of this is to get it to line up with the center of mass, and the center of mass is where it is because this whole piece here is actually below the center line of our fuselage. So if I actually raised this up, it might, then I don't need to have these, it might look better. Might do some more tweaking still with this, but for now, it's good. Let's go. Let's go, let's go, let's go. A night landing. Thankfully, we have lots of lights. Bring down our solar panels. Not that we're doing much just right there. And get ourselves ready for re-entry. Put the view on free. I find that is nicer. Well, and then there's a little green square that Trajectories puts there, which is showing what the descent profile that I just entered here, that 45 degrees above angle of attack, which is 45 degrees above this prograde vector. But whether you decide to stay on that or whether you don't is completely up to you, and I make that decision based on this. So I can see, for instance, that we are overshooting by this. We are coming, so what I want to do is actually pitch up a little bit. The KSC will be to the west of us from where we crash. So if I pitch up a little bit and increase my drag, right? Notice how this number's now starting to come down. I'm also noticing we're coming, the KSC will be to the south of us. So we want to also maybe point a little bit to the south. It's nice to do all this stuff high in the atmosphere where you don't have to worry about heating. We'll bring both of these numbers down. So we're right down on the runway. And if you're doing this without using a mod like trajectories, my recommendation would be quick save and just try multiple times. Because every plane is a little different in terms of how they behave and, you know, what your angle of attack should be here now to get you onto the runway. It just takes a bit of practice. All right, we are closing in. Okay, this is now, we can come pitch downwards. This is now 2 kilometers short. Upward again. This thing's, oh, I should have. Okay, I didn't think about it. We'll see how we go. We see how we do. I should have pumped all my fuel forward to get the center of mass as far forward as I can. I'm not sure. We'll find out if I made a mistake or not very soon. This thing is not the most stable thing. My little space plane is great. It is super stable coming in. This guy, not quite so much. I'm pitching up as hard as I can. I'll put it on here and you'll see. I pitch up as hard as I can, and this is all it's got. The only reaction wheels are the reaction wheels in the cockpit. But I think yeah, we're okay. We're still on target. I could put on RCS for a little bit of extra help, but I think we're okay. Still on target. That's all that matters. Center of mass is definitely fine because that's why it wants to pitch down, because the center of mass is nice and forward. So maybe I should be moving the fuel back, but I don't have stuff selected because I wasn't thinking. I never plan. Always, yeah, we're overshooting by quite a lot. Now what is nice is this thing does have, let's shut down that engine, activate this engine, activate this engine. This does have jet engines, so I do have some ability to fly. How much fuel I got, I don't know. But we are right now, according to this, oh, we're starting to bring it down. More this way. Yeah, that's right. Yep. Whoa. Back. Sorry, I'm just looking at these control surfaces and just seeing are the right ones active. I think so. Okay, where are we? We're way... Doesn't feel like we're overshooting, but trajectory says we're overshooting, so... Oh, I gotta come to the north. Northwards. I'm not sure. Yeah, trajectories is still saying we're really overshooting, but it doesn't feel like I'm going to be. We're losing a lot of speed. We're down about 1,100 meters per second. Here, let's put on pitch control on these control surfaces too. Control. Oh, I hit the wrong button. There we go. Okay, that's good. Got a little bit more pitch control now, hopefully. Where is stack fuel balancer? Where is my liquid fuel? Where is the bi-coupler McJob? Let's pump everything back to that. Trying to bring my center of mass back. This thing really doesn't want... Okay, that's all of that as far back as it'll go. How about oxidizer, bi-coupler? In. And how about monopropellant? I guess clampetron in. That's as far back as... Okay, so now I got resources as far back as I can. I'm still... Oh, now I can pitch up. Oh, come on. Stall, you stinker. Stall. Stall. Basically, I just want to stall this right now and drop. We are overshooting for sure. Okay, let's turn off trajectories. It's not doing us any good. It's just giving me numbers I don't like, so we're going to put that away. Stall! There's always this maneuver. You don't want to pitch up. How about pitching down? How about that? Huh? Huh? You like that? You like that? Quick saving at this point might be a good idea. Oh, we have so stalled this thing out. We are like going down. Okay, we have throttle. If I want those engines, I got them. Yeah, this thing's not super nimble. Not at all. Now, we're picking up a lot of speed. What I might want to do is do a little bit of a turn. Do a little bit of a spiral down here. Is that smarter? Just overshoot and turn around might be a better plan. I think that's the better plan. Go overshoot and turn around. Or maybe just... what's our altitude? 6 kilometers? If I do a turn here? A little bit of an S-turn thing? Oh, we are stalling a lot now. That's really helping. There we go. It's like what the shuttle does. This little S-turn. Back down again. Though this is not a little S-turn. This is a big S-turn. A big-ass S-turn. And I do have a little bit of ability to... This is so sketchy, Jebediah. What are you doing? You're freaking out the tourists. That's all this is about. I want to freak out the tourists, Jebediah is saying. Could also put air brakes on this thing. That would actually help too. Okay, we are coming in for our... We got 800 meters. Okay, we need speed now. Gear. Jebediah did a fine job bleeding speed off there with his unorthodox flying. But now it's time to actually put it down onto the runway. Here we go, Jeb. Down, 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 down. We're down. We're down. Oh, the design of this could be better. A nice set of reaction wheels tucked in here somewhere would probably do this thing a world of good. But in the meantime, we are down. And I think this will be where we will be bringing this stream to an end. So I want to thank everybody that is in the chat. I want to thank everybody that is watching this at a later date. And a very, very special thank you to all of my Patreon patrons and YouTube members who continue to support this channel week after week, month after month. Thank you, everybody. Have yourself a fabulous week. And we will be back here on Monday again next week. See you, everyone.